trying to like your content, I know that sounds crazy, but hear me out. If you're trying to build a business that creates a full-time income, you liking content is the least important thing. And I know this may be super weird coming from me, a content and a business coach. So here's what I'm going to do in this video. I am going to share why liking your content really doesn't matter and what it is you should be focusing on instead. Especially if you want to replace your corporate salary and have your content fund your lifestyle. If you don't know who I am, hi, my name is Leon. I am a content and business coach in my business and The Content Magnet. I work with coaches, online service providers, and I help them create content that replaces their income and funds their lifestyle. And by the way, this entire video is sponsored by my upcoming free training happening on October the 26th called Replace Your Salary with Content That Converts. In that training, I am going to teach you my simple strategy for creating content that converts. Well, it can help you make a full-time income and fund your lifestyle. And I'll tell you upfront, liking your content is not a prerequisite, alright? So you can sign up for that training by going to the description. And if it's after October when you're watching this video, still go to the link in the description because more likely it will have an instant replay to that video. So win, win, win. Alright, so I'm going to give it to you truth, straight, no sugar, no milk, right? Most of you don't even like your jobs. And you have been showing up to that job for the last 5 years, the last 10 years, the last 15 years. I even had a client who showed up for almost 20 years in a job that she hated. And if I were to ask you why, you will tell me, honestly, Leon, it's because it pays the bills, it funds my lifestyle, that's why I am there. Well, girl, content is the same. You don't need to like it in the beginning. You don't need to wake up every morning being like, yes, I'm going to record a reel today. Yes, I'm going to edit captions today. Yes, I'm going to edit my videos. You don't need to wake up with that energy when it comes to content. Because the truth is, content is not about how much you like it. At the end of the day, content is a vehicle. It's the thing that gets you the results you want, especially in 2025 and beyond. I know what you want. You want more money, you want more options, you want more freedom. You want your job to just be optional, something that you can go to if you desire, but not something that you have to go to. When it is you start to see what content can do for you, how it can replace your corporate salary, how it can fund your lifestyle, maybe help you repay debt, maybe help you own a brand new home. That is when you will grow to like it. It's very similar to a relationship. Maybe you were head over heels to that guy, he was coming and you were like, get away from me. But then you saw how that person added value to your life consistently. And then before you know it, girl, your love struck. Your love strong, you're doing anything for that person, right? Content works in the exact same way. So instead of trying to coach yourself every morning to like content a bit more and like videos and like writing captions and all of that, here's what you should focus on instead. And I'm going to put up with the quote because we're getting serious, right? Focus on creating a system to create content faster. You don't need to spend 10 hours a week stressing over ideas because I know you have a full-time job, I know you have a demanding life, right? What having a system for your content looks like is batching videos like what I'm doing today. As I'm here recording this video, I'm also recording short-form content to my social media, etc. You can also repurpose your content. This is something that I've been teaching my clients a lot. If it is you know you've been creating content for a while, for the last 3 months, 6 months, go back into your content that you posted and ask yourself, what's another way that this can be converted or changed? Meaning I keep the same idea, but I maybe change the format. Or maybe I repost it in the same format. It depends. You should also focus on streamlining your content. Meaning, like I'm doing today where I'm like, okay, today's a video recording. Let me record all the videos. I am not editing today. Today I am recording. You can decide to do the same thing. You can have a day where you're like, okay, today I'm mapping out ideas. Then you could have a day where you say, today I am recording. And then you could have a day where you say, today I am editing, right? What that does, again, that allows you to create content faster. And so that is what you should be focusing on. As somebody who is working a full-time job, you need to focus on a way to streamline your content so that you get content created faster. The next thing that you need to focus on beyond liking your content is how can you build a customized strategy that suits your lifestyle. If you're working full-time, maybe you're raising kids, right? You have other adult responsibilities, other demanding things that is draining your time and your energy, right? Your content strategy should reflect that. And a lot of you all have issues with that because you have been just copying a content strategy that someone else is using and you're like, okay, I'm going to do that too. But the reality is you don't have their life. So you should be focusing on how can I create a custom content strategy that is reflecting my life. That's the only way that is going to work. And the reality is that may mean being present on fewer platforms, but making sure that it has a bigger impact wherever you are present. So if I know somebody, like I know a client who is really strained in terms of her lifestyle and her extra time, then I would recommend maybe 1 to 2 social media platforms, no more. But on those platforms, let's make sure that the content is as impactful as it needs to be. It may also mean focusing on more short-form content versus longer style content like YouTube videos and podcasts, right? If you feel like your lifestyle cannot facilitate that right now, okay, great. Let's focus on how the short-term content or how the short-form content can get you signing clients. The point is, whatever is your customized content strategy, it should feel doable and not draining. So if the things that you're doing now drains you, it could mean that you are not creating a content strategy that is suitable to your lifestyle. So that's what you should be focusing on beyond just liking your content. And lastly, you should be focusing on content that converts into clients. Like some use don't pay the bills, right? It's clients that pays the bill. It's clients that will help you make a full-time income and help you replace your corporate salary and make your job that you're draining, make that draining job feel optional and even be optional. Like so many of my clients, we work together and they end up leaving their toxic job. I had a client who was working in her job for about 19 years, really growing up the corporate ladder, and she left when we started working together and we created a plan for her content to replace her corporate salary. In order for this to happen for you, I'm telling you up front, your content needs to be rooted in the right topics, meaning you need to say the things that will get people to go from mindlessly scrolling to deciding, oh wait, I want to take action, I want to work with this person, I want to find out more. That's how you're going to replace your corporate salary, and that's how you're going to move from mere survival to actually funding the lifestyle I know you want. Again, what I'm talking about is your bills are paid, you can splurge and negotiate, maybe you like ice cream, maybe you like snacks, you could actually splurge and pick up those things, right? You could maybe plan monthly experiences with your kids, etc. And you know those may be some of the lifestyle, maybe it's a trip, maybe it's doing your hair, maybe it's buying a new car, maybe it's buying a new home, right? Maybe it's treating those around you, maybe it's being generous, maybe it's giving to your favorite charity. Whatever is the lifestyle that you desire, content can help you get there. But you need to focus on actually stopping liking your content and actually deciding, okay, how could I focus on content that actually converts? And that's why I'm hosting a free training on October the 26th to really help you replace your corporate salary and start creating content that converts, all right? In order to sign up for this training, you can go to the link in my description, all right? And you can click and you can sign up and I will see you there live. So just to recap, stop focusing on liking your content and instead, let's shift into this is what my content can do for me. That's the only way you're going to get changed. That's the only way you're going to change the life that you're currently living and live a life that's full of options and full of freedom. Alright, so I hope to see you there. And if you're watching this way after October, still go to the link in the description, sign up, and you'll probably get an instant replay to that training. Alright, sending you lots of love, peace, and I will see you next week. Alright, because we're keeping up YouTube videos every single week. So I will see you next week. Take care. Bye.